The millennials have experienced the most like extensive, heinous trauma. COVID, fuck, like
the housing crisis of 2008.
Michael Jackson dying. Oh my God.
Hi, girlies. I thought the camera was there.
I knew one of us was going to fucking do that. We just got a new setup. We have new mic stands and we have a monitor. And I knew one of us was going to look at the monitor and go, hi, girl.
That's literally what just happened. Hi, girlies. Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Bria.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I am very, very excited for today's episode. I feel like we need to lean more into doing the creepy, weird, high shit on here.
Ooh, October is going to be our month.
Spooky month.
Spooky. Spoopy.
What's a good, like, term for the month for our spooky content?
Ooh.
Let us know.
High-tober?
Octo-high.
That sounds like October.
Halloween.
Halloween. But how do we get the girlies in there?
Happy Halloween, girlies.
Halloween.
Halloween
girlies.
I don't know. Comment on our socials at High Girlies Pod and let us know what we should call our spooky month.
And if you're not following us,
bitch,
make sure you're following us at High Girlies Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
And you can also listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere. So, like, if you're in the car, not high, just driving, and you want to hear this, you can do that too.
Or you could park your car, hotbox, and listen to us.
Oh my God.
Watch the sunset.
It has been so long since I've done a hotbox. When is the last time you did that?
I'm trying to think the last time I did a hotbox.
It must have been college.
You know what I think killed the hot box? Vapes.
Oh, shit.
Nobody hot boxes because everybody has vapes now.
You think that many people are using vapes? I never vape.
Girl, the Gen Z out there, I don't think
know
they know what a hot box is. Let us know if you are
Lord.
Gen
There's
Z
no
and you know
No.
if you don't know what a hot box is.
They know what it is.
Listen,
there's no way.
They think that Pirates of the Caribbean: The Ride was made after the movie. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't know what a hot box is.
You know what? I'd never thought about that, but I can see why they would think that.
Yeah.
All they know is their lifetime.
Right. We told one of our nephew's friends that he was wrong about that, and he was like, it blew his mind. It was like as if he was listening to a Mandela effect video or something.
Oh, shit. Mind blown.
But before we get to what's really going on today, we should talk about what we smoked today.
Yes. Jenny left weed. Jenny always leaves something here.
I'm not going to like take this with me.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You normally do. But Jenny leaves stuff here, and you know what? It's totally fine because is it not here when you come back?
Always. Why wouldn't it be? What the fuck? You gonna steal my shit?
Maybe I threw it away. You know what I'm saying? If you left your popcorn here and I don't want that shit, maybe I threw it away.
That would be horrible. You're not like that.
I'm not. I'm a good person.
Or you know what my biggest fear is leaving? This is so stupid. Sunglasses, because I swear to God, people be stealing them. Like, yes. I don't see them. As I just say that, I just remembered that Maddie has asked me like recently, do you know where my sunglasses, or have you seen these sunglasses? She thought she left them at my house, and I was like, I truly don't. I haven't seen them, but
you haven't.
They are missing. Maddie, I don't have your sunglasses.
I thought that I've left sunglasses with you before too, because there was a period of time where I couldn't find like my black skinny sunglasses, and I thought that I'd left them in your car for some reason.
Oh.
But I found them, so I didn't even ask you about it. Anyway, what's really going on?
Well, do you know what a Mandela effect is?
Yes, I have several.
You have several. I wanted to get into, since we were getting into the spooky ookies, I wanted to get into Mandela effects and like our thoughts about them because man, do they cause a lot of Reddit conversation.
Oh my God, several. There's a whole subreddit dedicated to Mandela effects.
There's several Reddits dedicated to several Mandela effects and like people proving like, no, this is not right. And this is like what the government wants us to think. Stuff like that.
We love a government conspiracy.
But I feel like we should tell people like, okay, where Mandela effects came from. Okay. And I also think it's interesting that it's like a recent thing in history.
Yeah.
Because people thought, the reason why it's called Mandela effect is because people thought Nelson Mandela died in prison in the 1980s. So when he died in like in the 2010s, people were like, I thought he already died. Like they didn't even realize he was like president of South Africa or prime minister.
I'm sure there were a lot of things like that before, but they just didn't have a name for them. Like, I'm sure people in the 1800s were like, hey, wait a minute. Didn't Abraham Lincoln already get shot? And the person's like, no, bitch.
Well, it's not documented.
Maybe it is. Do we know that it's not?
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know. But it is interesting because it's like, why do a bunch of people remember the same thing that didn't happen?
Yes, that's real. It's not even on a one-on-one kind of conversation. It's like groups of people saying, no, it definitely was this.
Yeah, or being like, oh yeah, that totally happened. Then someone's like, no, that didn't happen. And then you look at each other like, yes, it did. And they're like, no, it didn't. Look. And then you're like, oh fuck, what? Like I remember like saying Mandela effect and not realizing it was one like in middle school. But that was before like they coined the term the Mandela effect. So it must have been maybe like high school or something. But what's a Mandela effect that like triggers you? This
is my biggest one. Actually, I have a really hard time thinking of ones besides this. This is like my magnum opus.
Your magnum opus?
Yes, bitch.
What the fuck is that? What is a magnum opus?
This is my Roman Empire. This is my everything.
What?
This is my greatest work. Louie Anderson. Did he not die? I want to say 2012? 2013? Because I had the Family Feud computer game. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. What's that?
The Family Feud computer game.
Oh.
From the early 2000s.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
I didn't have that.
He was the host on the computer game.
Shut the fuck up. Louie Anderson?
Yes. He was the host of the show. Wait a minute.
No.
Did he host Family Feud?
Louie Anderson?
Yes. He did. He absolutely did.
He didn't,
this is
Bria.
a Mandela effect in real
Bria.
time. I'm freaking out.
Oh my God.
No way. Okay, yes, he did. Oh my God. I was so concerned.
Let me see. What the fuck? I don't remember that at all. If you asked me who hosts Family Feud, it was the first old white guy.
Richard Dawson. The one who was like kissing the contestants and shit.
Yeah, and then Steve Harvey.
Oh my God, there have been several in between then. Have there not?
We don't need to go down this rabbit
We don't.
hole.
You're so right. You're so right. But anyways, he died recently, Louie Anderson.
Yeah. But he was on baskets. So
that's how I found out he was still alive.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, did I misremember that?
That's wild. I remember the first one that I argued about was the Bernstein Bears. And I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Because I read Berenstain Bears.
Me too.
And I'm going to still say Berenstain Bears because that's how people say it. But it's actually spelled Berenstein Bears or Berenstein Bears.
I think you think it's Berenstein and it's really Berenstain.
We'd have to ask them because you could say it both ways.
Like Stane versus
honestly, if it's Berenstein,
Stein,
they're not Jewish bears, and if it's Berenstein, then they are Jewish bears. And I want to believe they're a little Jewish.
Shit.
But I had those books. Like, I remember arguing about that at school and then going home and being like, let me find this book. And then looking at it and being like, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
It's not spelled the way I thought it was. And a lot of people think that. A lot of people. There's a dedicated Reddit to that. It's like the first one people bring up that are our generation.
Oh my God. I wouldn't even remember. I don't know what I thought it was.
Did you read the Berenstein?
Yeah, I probably thought it was Berenstein.
No, you didn't, bitch. Are you serious? You are the only person that I've ever said
the
it to my face.
Berenstein Bears. I don't know.
Bria.
You're asking me to recall how I pronounced something when I was 5.
I was obsessed with that book. Books. I loved that and the Three Goldilocks. Like, I'm a bear story girly. Maybe animal story girly, but specifically the bears. I don't know.
Did you like Bear in the Big Blue House?
Love Bear in the Big Blue House. Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
I love that bear. I don't know. They're so cuddly and cute.
Oh, my God. That's so sweet.
Like, I love Smokey the bear, but it's actually not Smokey the bear. It's just Smokey Bear. That's another Mandela effect.
I would think it's Smokey the Bear.
That's what people say.
Yeah.
I've seen t-shirts that say Smokey the Bear.
Which are the people who think that just making t-shirts and just perpetuating the lie? Or is it coming directly from Smokey himself?
I think they're on the same parallel universe that we are all on. But we'll get into that
later. What?
Yes, bitch. We'll get into it. Let's keep going through some other ones. So a lot of the Mandela effects, it's interesting. It's like mostly our generation because a lot of it is like cartoons or logos. Like there's so many. Like there was one about Fruit of the Loom and how the like basket is not actually part of the logo, but people remember the basket.
Ooh, I remember the basket.
Or yeah, I remember the basket too. Or like Fruit Loops being spelled Froot and not Fruit Loops. But I don't really remember it being spelled Fruit Loops. I remember it being like crazy. Like
didn't it have 2 O's that were the loops?
Yes, that's right. But people
that is right.
think it was spelled fruit, like how you spell fruit. Loops.
Oh, their brains were compensating for the misspelling.
Or Looney Tunes. How do you spell Looney Tunes?
Tunes.
Yeah. But people think it was spelled Toons.
It would make more sense for it to be that one. Because
That's
it's
what
like
I
short
thought
for
it was.
Cartoons.
Yeah.
But I thought that they were singing on there.
Wait, no, I think, wait, hold on. Uh-oh.
I think Toons.
I don't remember. That wasn't one I wrote. I didn't write that one down, so I don't know.
Toons, I think, is the accurate one because it's short for cartoons. Looney Cartoons. If that's not it, that's a miss.
Oh, no, it is
part.
Looney Tunes. Tunes. Because Google corrected me. I remember it as Looney Tunes. Toons.
Oh, okay. So you and I remember it differently.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
We're not on the same timeline.
No.
We're
not in the same universe.
No. Another one is like the Disney intro when it's like the castle that comes up and then you see it go like with the wand over the castle. Do you remember anything else in that video? Like, do you remember seeing Tinkerbell do that?
Ooh, yes, I think so.
Okay, she never did it. But I think I can explain that one. I think because like I very much remember like there were ABC specials with Disney when we were kids and Tinkerbell would do that. But then I wonder if they did start doing that because people thought she was doing it in the movie openings.
Like they just did that to match what people wanted? Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Another one there's a lot of like movie quotes too that people misremember, but like a lot of people misremember together. Like Luke, I am your father. He never says that. He just says, I am your father.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah.
I think people just needed to add the context to that one when repeating it.
I know, but then people think that's the line. Yeah. But I get what you're saying. Like
if you're writing about it outside the movie or something. Yeah.
One that like I like couldn't believe was hello Clarice, because like we say that. We jokingly say that to our friend. Hello Clarice.
Hello Clarice.
Hello Clarice.
And the lambs were crying.
We are getting weird. Okay. But he doesn't ever say that in the movie. He never says hello Clarice. He says good morning. Good morning.
Who the fuck made that up?
I don't fucking know. That's what's weird. Literally, he never says hello Clarice. Yeah, but like that's really like weird. The number one quoted quote from that movie. Another one.
Ooh, that is not the number one quoted from that movie. Do you think?
What would you say?
It puts the lotion on the skin or else it gets the hose again.
That's up. Yeah. But some people are like.
Both of those, yeah. I think.
More people, I feel like, of our generation know that from Joe Dirt, a.k.a. myself.
Oh, my God.
Do you remember that scene?
Unlocked. No, I don't. But I feel like one of my sisters liked that movie.
Joe Dirt. You gotta love Joe Dirt.
Oh, God.
It's really good. Have you ever seen it?
I probably have as a kid, and I don't remember it. I don't remember a lot of movies that I watched as a kid.
I'm gonna get you, Joe Dirt. No, it's good. I like it. It's cute. It's cute. It's making fun of like redneck culture while also having like a really nice story to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's very 90s. Anyway, so that was one. What was the other one I was gonna say?
Okay, I saw that you wrote down creepy clown coverage.
Yes, we were gonna get there before. Well, let's go there.
Yeah,
we'll come back. We'll circle around. This is the Mandela effect. There's all different parallels.
There's layers.
Yeah. The creepy clown coverage. Do you want to tell me what you think?
What do you mean? Like, do I think it happened?
You saw me write it down, and then what did you think? You were going to finish that thought.
I didn't know what it was.
Oh, so in one of the videos I was watching about Mandela effects, in 2010s, people remember, like myself, remember seeing clown coverage of clowns just sitting in parks or like out and about, and like news coverage.
Like real news coverage?
And that never happened.
The creepy clown thing definitely did happen. Because when I was researching for my Team 10 video, I saw that the creepy clown thing, like Team 10 kind of started that trend.
What if they made that up after? Like, what if they made up that they did that, but they didn't really do that?
Because it was happening at the same time.
In the 2010s?
Like Team 10 did it, and then a lot of other kind of like pranky people on YouTube started doing it. And then they started like creating these news things. I don't think it was that.
Like, I remember seeing like a clown. Oh, I don't know. I remember seeing like a clown sitting on a bench in a park on the news. And I thought it was because they're the season,
on the news?
Yes.
On your TV?
On the news. Like looking at like articles saying that. Or
like on social media.
But specifically from like ABC7 News.
Okay, I see.
Only them, not like they were reporting it. And I thought it was because like American Horror Story had the clown season out. But this is like, they're saying like people remember multiple sightings of different clowns.
Yeah.
And that's been like a occurring phenomenon according to the video that I watched. It was like, people remember clowns that don't really exist. in this time frame. I don't know.
I don't know.
I thought
either.
it was weird.
I feel like that definitely happened.
Because also one that I was kind of like about was I saw like people argue like Lady Gaga's meat dress. Mm-hmm. Do you remember her wearing her meat dress to the VMAs? Okay, so people remember her accepting an award with a meat dress on. And I felt like I thought that was what I remembered too. But then I was like, no, she just wore it to the red carpet of the VMAs. Because then people are saying she didn't even wear a meat dress at all. And I'm like,
oh, no,
she definitely did. She definitely did.
That's so, arguably one of the biggest parts of the Lady Gaga lore is the meat dress. I don't think that she accepted the award. I don't think she accepted it in the dress.
She didn't. But people argue that she definitely did.
Interesting.
So, yeah. So all of this to say, and the other one I was going to say was like, people remember Sinbad in a movie called Shazam, but there was never a movie called Shazam. It was called Kazam. And Sinbad wasn't in it. It was Shaq as the genie in Kazam.
I do remember seeing Sinbad in some like poofy pants in the 90s. He never wore poofy pants.
No, he was never in a poofy pants movie playing a genie.
I don't know.
But if you had asked me that, I would have been like, yeah.
Yeah, I would believe that.
Yeah.
I do remember he was in some poofy pants. I think that's where this all came from. We saw him in the poofy pants.
You want me to look up Sinbad poofy pants? Sinbad poofy pants.
Oh, Lord.
I think, I saw this a while ago, but people think Sinbad was in poofy pants because I think there's a cartoon lion called Sinbad that looks like he would be in Aladdin or something like that. Or there's a ride named after like a character called Sinbad at Disneyland Paris or something. But maybe not. Maybe just people remember that. Listen, the internet can't pull that picture up for me, so.
Well, this was a long time ago.
There's just pants called Sinbad pants that are poofy pants.
Right. Exactly. So what does that tell you?
And then Reddit said, Sinbad is wearing a genie outfit consisting of golden turban, golden pointy shoes. But it doesn't exist, or the government scrubbed it.
Okay.
Wait.
Why would the government scrub Sinbad in his genie outfit from the internet?
I don't know.
What does Sinbad know?
So this is going to go into our idea of the week. Mm-hmm. But people think so before we get into it, how would you explain why there are so many Mandela effects?
I think that our brains compensate with things like that in similar ways, maybe. So, like, for example, for the Fruit Loops one, like, our brains collectively fixed the spelling of that because it was not making sense to us or something.
Oh, so you're saying,
and
like,
so
from
in your brain, you switch
from an anthropologic stance.
From, like, a physiological stance.
Like, our brains have not developed to see something some way, even though it is that way.
Right. It's just how, like... Your eyes, in actuality, see everything upside down. But your brain flips everything right side up.
Let me yes and that. Maybe it's also like if you've had traumatic experiences while you're experiencing something together, then you traumatically respond to that incorrectly. Woo!
Woo!
Hi, girlies.
Do you think that witnessing South African apartheid was traumatic enough that people would think that?
It's not people in South Africa who think that. It's
right. It's the people who just are hearing it from a global perspective on the news and shit.
But low key, it's like white people think that because
Yeah, you're
Mandela
right.
is such an icon, especially for
You know what it is, though?
Yeah.
I think on a global level, the South African apartheid was the first time that we were starting to get major access to news and like connected to what was going on around the world. And it was the first time that we were really seeing some like heinous shit that white people were seeing specifically.
Yeah, so interesting actually. Wow, let's go down this rabbit hole.
Yes.
I was born in 1992. You know what also happened in 1992? The Rodney King riots, which is also right before the OJ trial. And all of these things are, like, to your point, are worldwide news. It was the first time, like, they had 24/7 news. The OJ chase is what started 24/7 news.
Yeah.
So I wonder, this is good, Bria.
Yes. And it was like the first time that the people who were maybe too young to remember like the 60s and MLK and Malcolm X and all that stuff and like Jim Crow, like they had missed that. This was them becoming adults and witnessing like white supremacy at work.
Are we so fucked as a generation? Like, I've seen so many TikToks where it's like the millennials have experienced the most like extensive heinous trauma. Let's start with my life. So we started in the Rodney King riots. Then we go into the OJ trials. And then 9/11 happens. And then there is Hurricane Katrina and the war in Iraq.
Trump becoming president.
Like, so many traumatic world things. Like,
dude,
for us, like, I guess you could argue COVID, fuck, like
the housing crisis of 2008.
What else? Michael Jackson dying. Just kidding.
We've been through it.
Like, I just feel like the boomers, the most traumatic thing that happened to them was like Vietnam draft.
That was traumatic. Yeah.
And for most boomers, they were like in their teens. Mm-hmm. So for the boomer generation, they don't remember World War II because they were consummated during then, or like when it ended.
Do you think they remember the JFK assassination?
Vaguely. My dad does, but yeah.
The AIDS crisis.
Well, that's when they're older. The AIDS crisis.
That would be like in their 30s?
There's not that many like boom, boom, boom traumatic, I feel like.
Yeah, it's very
things.
spread out.
It was very like coveted for them. Whereas like I literally came into this world and the riots were happening. And then
came into this world in LA.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's what people say. Maybe we're just also like really sensitive as a cult. Like maybe you mix the trauma with how we were coddled, people say. Like,
and also mix that with the start and progression of social media where like it started like, oh, people who don't know you can see you on social media and you can see people that you don't know. Yeah. It's like, ugh.
We're paranoid as a generation.
Extremely.
So that's a really good theory that I haven't seen anyone else come up with. So good job.
We are geniuses. And honestly, what would you say? Like anthropology, sociology professors need to listen to High Girlies.
I graduated with a sociology degree.
Period.
So I'm an expert.
Exactly. Y'all need to put the pieces of the puzzle together. This is educational.
Edutainment.
Yes.
Edutainment. We are edutainment. That is the...
Did you make that up?
No, I can't take credit for that, but I put it in a lot of my docs. Edutainment is like... now let's put in our...
marketing.
We're our ops hats on, okay? Edutainment is like the peak ideal type of content because it's entertaining and educational. And so that's why TikTok is so king.
Yes.
Because it's like pure edutainment, and YouTube is same thing. The best content on YouTube is edutainment. And however you want to look at that, right? Like vlogs, very edutainment.
Very much. I think a lot of people see them as entertainment, but they are educational.
Yeah. Okay, so the other big now Bria, let's put back our tin hats on. Okay. Okay. So the thought of why Mandela effects happen is because we live in parallel universes. Or we are in the multiverse, like for real, and then timelines get deleted. And so when timelines get deleted, you think that something happened, but in actuality, the timeline that you're living in, it didn't happen.
I absolutely believe in that. And you know why I believe in that? It's because I have genuinely communicated with my future self and my past self. Oh my God. Listen to this shit. Do you ever think about, like, when you were little and let's say you're 13 and you get yourself in a situation where you want to do something because it's fun, and then your intuition says, no, don't do that. Or your intuition says, oh, that bitch is not your friend. Did you ever have those moments, like when you were a kid growing up and learning things, where your friend invites you to a party and you just have a feeling like, I don't really want to go, but you can't explain it?
Yes.
Your intuition.
Yes.
So I feel that my intuition, and I guess yours as well, could potentially be our future selves feeding us information to keep us on track.
Whoa.
Because have you ever experienced a moment where you followed your intuition and regretted it?
No.
I rest my case. You looked at me like I was fucking crazy when I brought up the concept, bitch. And so now when I experience my intuition, I'm like, girly, it's my future self.
But what about your past self communicating to you?
I'm sure sometimes it does.
So, but that's what I'm at, because you said your future self and your past self communicating
Yeah,
to you.
I feel like that could be like your bewilderment at where you're at or what you've been able to do, or like, I don't know, anytime you experience that like childlike wonder about some aspect of your life, like, oh my God, I can't believe this, you know? Maybe that's her.
Or do you think that, like, have you ever had a dream and you wake up and then that day you're like, oh my God, that happened in my dream?
Yes.
That could be your past self talking to you through your telekinesis in your brain during your dream.
How would that be your past self? Wouldn't that be your future self? Like telling you like, hey, this is what's going to happen. Hee.
Yeah. Well,
or maybe you have a dream about yourself as a child that somehow connects to what you're experiencing now. And then you have that dream and you're like, oh, actually, you know what? I get that.
Yeah. Or you're waking up and you're now your future self, and that was in your past, but now it's in your future. It's kind of like Back to the Future.
Yeah. Yeah. I genuinely believe in that. I'm in tune with my future self. We are very much in tune.
Yeah. Wow. Well,
head to the Bria Stewart YouTube channel. I have a whole video on that concept where I literally talk about it for like 20 minutes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I gotta watch that one. Well, I think we've covered everything we can for the Mandela effect before my brain blows up.
Yeah. First of all, you know what? Listening to all of this knowledge, really letting this soak in, it might be a lot emotionally, existentially. So after this episode's over, just have a seat, take some deep breaths, drink some water, and just regain your composure.
Yeah. I'm going to need to drink a lot of this.
I'm going to need to just sit still for a second.
Oh, no.
I'm going to have to be in here for a second.
She's in there. Okay, well, let me leave you with our quote of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of them all? But that's not actually what the quote is.
The quote is a Mandela effect.
Hey, if you remembered that quote, where's that from? comment it in.
Snow White, bitch.
Well, okay, now you just told them the answer. But if you remember it as mirror, mirror on the wall, I want to see some mirror emojis in the comments.
Period.
And if you remember it, magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of them all?
Put that magic wand in the comments.
Yeah. And that's what it actually apparently is. A magic mirror on the wall. Do you remember it, mirror, mirror on the wall?
I do.
Me too. And I would bet money that it's also in Shrek. Like,
yes,
other people in other media also thought it was mirror,
yes,
mirror
it
on
was
the
in
wall.
Shrek. I do.
So that also perpetuates the Mandela effect.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyways, follow us at High Girlies Pod.
And tell us what you want us to talk about. Do
you like the spooky ookies?
Or do you want us to talk about pop culture, relationships?
I like talking about the spooky ookies, but sometimes I feel like we might be getting a little too close, if you know what I mean.
Flying a little too close?
We might be flying a little too close.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about flying a little too close, but then we were too scared.
We did get scared about that one.
The government is trying to get us. No,
y'all don't know what's happening behind the scenes. There's too much truth.
There's too much truth going on, and we can't tell you what's going on. All right. Bye, girlies.